Welcome to the Choristers. Welcome to the Choristers Lounge. Welcome to the Choristers Lounge. Come on in and sit on down. Listen as we break it down. From hymns above, songs I knew, sharing the things important to you. Come on in and sit on down. Listen as we break it down. Choristers at the Choristers Lounge.
Hey, Choristers Lounge family. This is Matthew Caldwell again. Welcome you back into the Choristers Lounge. I want to thank you all for continuing to be part of our journey here. So for those of you that have subscribed to our YouTube channel, I thank you. For those of you that have liked the various social media posts that we have, I thank you. And for those of you that are sharing the good news and sharing the various opportunities to share across the various social media platforms, I thank you as well. And if you haven't done that, there certainly is still time to do that, an opportunity to do that, to share the good news and the glad tidings of joy. The Choristers Lounge is really reliant upon those of you that are continuing to consistently view and share all of the good news that you're seeing. So we just want to continue to thank you all and just encourage those of you that have not done that to take the opportunity to do that. So today we are going to launch a series within the Choristers Lounge that finds us being true to the statement that our former leader, Rabbi J.U. August Crowder Jr., Grandfather Abraham, said when he made his first visit over to the motherland. He made the statement that there's just a little bit of water that separates us.
But it's just a little water between us.
And that's, I would say, even more so true when it comes to this medium of technology, right? We can really step across the water much quicker than we ever have because we have the ability to connect across the airwaves by way of this beautiful medium that we have of technology. So the Choristers Lounge is going to be entering an international phase. So we're going to lean in on some of the musical prelates that are there in the rock territory. What we want to do is to take an opportunity to bring us a bit closer to our brothers and sisters there in the Africa territory, just so that we can get a better handle on terminology, overall structure of the choirs there in the African territory. And we thought that the best way to do that was to bring into the Choristers Lounge for the first time the General Chorister of the African territory, Elder Curtis Nala. And I told him I was going to try my best to pronounce his first name. One time he's going to correct me if I get it incorrect. But we have with us, and I'm pleased and honored to welcome into the Choristers Lounge, Elder Tolani Curtis Nala. Did I get it right, Elder?
Correct, 100%, my brother. 100%.
God is good.
Yeah,
God is good. Yes, sir. Well, first and foremost, I just want to just say how much of an honor it is just for you to give us this time today. We want to make sure that we preserve you because you have so much work that you've done and so much work that much further ahead of you. But just thank you for just spending a little time with us here in the Choristers Lounge. We're just going to jump right into just a few questions that we have. So from your vantage point, what can you give us as far as the history of the choir there in the African territory? You can kind of answer that however you so choose, but just give us a little bit of the history of the choirs there in the African territory, sir.
Thank you so much, Brother Matthew.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you and the Choristers Lounge crew for the invitation into
Absolutely.
this beautiful work that you started, that you're doing to trying to preserve, our history, our way of life, especially within the area of music. And so I thank you so much for the opportunity. I am deeply indebted. Now, in response to your questions, well, obviously, the church started in 1903 in the African territory uh, through a messenger of God by the name of Prophet William S. Crowdy, who worked
Yes, sir.
through another man of God in the name of Bishop Albert Christian. And so it started in the area that we now call the Eastern Cape. That is where the church started, around Port Elizabeth. And so that's where it started. The prophet called Bishop Christian, through a cosmic communication, as evangelist Jesse Messinger would put it, cosmic communication, he called him. And we hear that Bishop Christian first went to England looking for the source of his calling. He went to England, and then from England, he couldn't find this man, and then he went to the United States. And when he asked around, he got to New York. He asked around about such and such a man, and then they pointed him to Philadelphia, and that's where he met the source of his call. And so from there, he was sent to Africa, of course, and when he came back, he then started preaching in the area that we now call Eastern Cape. But the church actually started growing when he went to the area that is called Uitenhage, Chulu area, which is where he met the Machakas, which is where he met the Matubas, he met the Makivas, and others, and so forth. So I would say that is where the church started growing, and that is where uh, the church was introduced even to the establishment of the choir. It started there. I believe it was under a tree called Umkoba, a yellow
Mm.
tree.
Yes, sir.
That is where they held their services. It was outside under a tree, two trees actually, yellowwood trees. That's where everything started. And one interesting part about this is that these particular trees are actually situated in the area surrounded by mountains. And so when Bishop Christian would preach, there would be an echo, because of the mountains. And
Yes,
so
sir.
I think that the same thing would happen as well, with the singing. You can imagine, you and
Sure.
I, you know what happens with music and how the sound has to bounce somewhere and then comes back.
Yes, sir.
Now, imagine a situation of mountains and the echo. As we sing, there's an echo that is supporting. It's like 1,000 people are singing all at the same time. So
Yes, sir.
I think that those were the beginnings of the choir. And of course, the Machaka family, they were the first one to join. And a man by the name of Matume, Swart Boy Machaka, and his wife Nomashubi Machaga, they are the ones who came in first with their children. Among those, they had Peter, Samuel, I believe Andrew, Lydia, Leah, and others. So I'm imagining that those were the first singers,
Yes,
first
sir.
singers in the
Yes,
Church of
sir.
God in St. Christ. Yeah, so
My
that's
Lord.
basically how it all started, and then it grew from there.
Yes, sir.
So I
Yes,
hope
sir.
this
That's
this is just
beautiful.
the introduction of where we come from as an organization, or as a church, or as a
Beautiful.
congregation.
That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we bless those names, even in this season, just for being that first group to bring the musical work, of the choir forward, or the musical work of the Church of God Saints of Christ forward, there in the African territory. So looking at it now, Elder, help us to kind of situate ourselves in the African territory from a district standpoint. For those of us that, we think of the African territory, maybe it's like a one large area, right? But of course, there are districts broken up in that African territory. Just kind of help us to situate ourselves a little bit as the various districts there in the African territory.
Yes, 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 sir. So, obviously, when the prophet sent Bishop Christian, things started small. We were just a small district. Actually, it was just one tabernacle in Uitenhage. And then I believe, when Bishop John Seguin was sent by prophet, by our next leader, I believe Chief Joe Wesley Crowdy. So when he came, he then started, sending the ministers out, to preach in different areas of the Cape. And so that's when the church started growing.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the Mtlabanes as well. I forgot to mention those. Mtlabane, they were actually originally from what we now call the Gauteng area. And then they moved to the Cape. And so they were there as well. And they played a very big role in the expansion of the church. Now, so we started growing and growing up until now, when Rabbi, our leader, uh, started restructuring.
Yes,
But
sir.
before that, we were a district, right? Just one district. And then as the church grew, we then started to have, branches in KwaZulu Natal, KZN. We started having branches in what we used to call Transvaal, now Gauteng. And then during the 40s, we had members in Eswatini, in Swaziland. And we had members in Zimbabwe, and all the way up until Malawi. So because we were a district, and so we had to find the church leadership had to find a way to subdivide us into some type of subdivision. And so we were given the terms sub-districts. So
Yes,
Africa
sir.
was subdivided into sub-districts, so that there will
Yes,
be
sir.
some type of functioning and operation. And then they will put an evangelist over the said sub-district. So for instance, in KZN, there will be an evangelist there, one sub-district. In the Cape, one sub-district. In Gauteng or Transvaal, one district, sub-district under an evangelist. In Zimbabwe, a sub-district under an evangelist. In Malawi, and so forth. Now, Africa has been elevated to another level, because now the leader gave us, first he named Africa the rock.
Yes,
I
sir.
think it was taken from what Jesus said: "Upon this rock I
Come
will
on
build
now.
my church." As
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
trying to preach right now,
But if the
but
spirit so moves you, it's all right.
so our leader, Rabbi Philip E. McNeil, grandfather Abraham, our chief rabbi then named Africa the Rock Territory. And so now, as a territory, it means we will now be subdivided into district. So now what used to be sub-district are now districts, but
Yes, sir.
slightly different right now, because currently Gauteng, which is a sub-district, and Eastern Cape are District 1.
Okay.
All right? KwaZulu-Natal, which is KZN, and Eswatini, that's District 2. Zimbabwe and Mozambique, that's District 3. And then Malawi is District 4. So those are the subdivisions that we have right now. And of course, now we have a rabbinical council. We have our senior rabbi, Rabbi Howard Zebulon Messiah, who is our senior rabbi. Now, under him, we have rabbis currently in Zimbabwe. We have Rabbi Hosea Resinamudzi, Hosea J. Joseph Resinamudzi, and now just in recently during the annual assembly, another evangelist was elevated to the position of acting rabbi for District 2, which is KZN
Yes, sir.
in Swatini. So we still have more rabbis to come in the near
Yes, sir.
future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So those
So
are the
from that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Elder. And thank you just for that bit of history and just kind of helping us to situate ourselves here a little bit. So one question actually that's going to lead into another question. Again, our former leader, Rabbi J. August Crotty Jr. said there's just a little water between us, right?
But it's just a little water between us.
And we may not. I know I'm looking forward to the opportunity to coming over the water to mingle my voice with my brothers and sisters there in the Rock territory. But just to kind of introduce ourselves, so to speak, to some of the officers there in the Rock territory. However you decided, if you want to name some of your general officers, want to name some of the district officers there as well. Just so that we can, even further, acclimate and make that connection with our family there in the Rock territory there.
Yes, sir. Well, as I indicated, we now have rabbis and also general officers, specifically general officers. Of course, we have this little old me brother here who has been elevated to the position of general chorister.
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you right there, Elder. I'm going to stop. So from all of my family there here in the Choristers Lounge, Elder Nala stands at a very pivotal time in the history of the choir of the African territory. He's an humble man, but I'm going to take this opportunity right now. He stands on the shoulders of some giants, but he himself, I should say, has been responsible for so much of the musical excellence that has come out of the Rock territory. He represents just so much. Been on the wall a long time, hasn't got tired yet. And when the good Lord put it in the mind of our leader, Chief Rabbi Philip G. McNeil, to elevate him to the level of General Chorister, it was an honor well deserved. And it was a moment whose time had come. All right. So as humble as you are, Elder, I just want to make sure that I put that note in here right now, that you are the man for the job. You are the man for the time. And the Lord has blessed you with a command of the music and command of the choir, second to none. So it's an honor well deserved. And we're thankful that the Lord put it in the heart of our leader to give you that honor that you so deserved and we're so worthy of. So carry on after that. I just wanted to throw that in there. So Back to you, brother.
Thank you for putting me on the spot.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. That's what I do.
Thank you so much, Brother Matthew, for your very kind words. And of course, we are all, in this as servants. We try to do the best we can for the little time that God has given us, and so we push to the best of our abilities, using the talents that God has endowed us. So it was indeed an honor and a privilege to really stand on the shoulders of giants, strong men. I can cite the name of Elder Samuel Marubin Machaka, who was the first general cantor at that time over Africa. So now continuing with the officers of the choir, the general officers. So it is myself, as I said, and then we have the assistant general chorister in the person of Elders Tembiso, Israel Ngama, and also I'm sure you're familiar with him. Has been to the
Yes,
crossovers
sir.
in
Yes,
that's
sir.
right. That's right. And then we have the superintendent, the general superintendent from Zimbabwe, Elder Brighton Nyamande. He
Yes,
is our
sir.
general choir superintendent. And then our general shepherd, Elder Austin Smangaliso Zungu. He is from KZN, and he's our general shepherd. And then we have our chief chorister, Saint Mobile Mfega Makamu. Saint Mobile Mfega Makamu. That is our chief chorister. And then we have our chief singer. Chief singer is Saint Ritzwa Mushe Mbali Masinya Zwane. I'm sure you're familiar with her as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we have secretary, general secretary, Saint Eso Nasipo Kota from the Eastern Cape. And then we have Saint Sindisiwe Ngwenya, who is our general choir treasurer. And she is from the Gauteng sub-district in District 1. And of course, we have district officers.
Yes, sir.
We have quite a few district officers, and then we have assistant district officers.
Yes, sir.
We have just recently Saint Mtogozisi Dumisa. He's a district chorister over District 1. We have Saint Tafadzwa Darambwa from Zimbabwe. He is in charge of District 3. And then we have officers, assistant district choristers as well. We have Brother Isaac Ngwenya, assistant district chorister in Gauteng. We have also Saint Sina Madiseng, assistant district chorister in Gauteng. We have Elder Ezra Machaka, descendant from the Machakas.
Yes, sir.
He is assistant district chorister in the Eastern Cape. And then we have Saint, now he's an elder, just recently appointed an elder, Makam, Pumlan Makam, assistant district chorister in KZN. And then we have Elder Sifiso Tabi, assistant district chorister in Eswatini. And then in Malawi, we have an assistant district chorister there, Brother Thomas Mwandama, an old man doing a great job. So there are others as well that have been recently appointed. We have district shepherds, Elder Mkanami, and others. So there are quite a few. They're
Yes,
doing a
sir.
great work in the choir.
God bless. God bless. God bless. And it's just so good. I definitely wanted just to take that opportunity to call as many names as we could. Again, just to close that gap, right? Bring us a little bit closer, just to understand that the work in Africa is thriving. Excuse me, the work there in the African territory is thriving on so many different levels, but especially there in the choir. And just my last question for you, Elder, just talk to us how many languages are sung there in the Africa territory, or how many songs are in
Oh,
different languages. I'm sure there are so many, but just to give, because here in the States we sing, for the most part it's English. We're working on a little bit of Hebrew, things like that, but it doesn't compare or pales in comparison to what's being sung there in the African territory. So just talk to me a little bit about some of the dialects that are sung there.
oh yes, yes, yeah. So we have so many languages, but well, we have so many languages in Africa, but within the church, we have obviously our congregations in the Cape. In the Cape, it's Xhosa, and so we have Xhosa songs, and of course, those were the first compositions. Our first compositions were in Xhosa, and then we have in Gauteng, mostly Sotho, Sotho-speaking people, even though now there are other languages as well. And then in KZN, we have Zulu, isiZulu, which is where I'm from, Zulu speaking. And then we have Eswatini, which is Siswati. We have, I understand we have a few songs now in Siswati. And then in Zimbabwe, we have Shona language. And then in Mozambique, we have Portuguese. We haven't had any songs at this time in Mozambique since the congregations there are relatively new. And then in Malawi, we have Chewa. So I would say we have how many languages? We have Zulu, Xhosa, Sotho, Swati, Shona, and Chewa. So
Lord
six
have
languages.
mercy.
Plus, if I might add, English as well.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Like I've said that we here in the States could learn so much from you all there in the African territory. And I'm just so thankful that the good Lord saw fit to allow Prophet William Saunders Crowdy to call us all into one family, and we're becoming even more closer, or more close, I should say, as a family here in the 21st century. But I mean, the work there in Africa, in the Rock territory, is absolutely beautiful. And it's just a blessing to see it flourishing there, Elder. The music specifically under your leadership. So just God bless you. Thank you for just giving us a little bit of this moment to just, like I say, draw us a little bit closer. Like I said, just a little bit of water between us, and a little water separates us. But we definitely want to take the time to make sure that we are being able to properly situate ourselves here on this side of the water to the beautiful work going on there in the Rock territory. So thank you so much, Elder, just for giving us a little bit of your time today.
Yeah.
And we're just looking forward to the opportunity. And I believe your interview on your own personal journey will be coming very, very soon here with St. Bipsy, as she takes the baton and hand things off for her, being the host in these international episodes. So God bless you, Elder, and keep you is my prayer, and I'm looking forward to having more conversations with you in the days to come.
Thank you so much, Brother Matthew. I did wanted to add also as well that since we now have congregations in Tanzania, and Kenya. So that means we'll be adding more songs in their languages and in
Yes, sir.
Portuguese as well. So we'll be
Yes,
having
sir.
songs in Swahili and possibly in Portuguese as well. So we're growing.
Yes,
We're
sir.
growing. I don't know. I
And
don't
that's a
know
blessing.
where we're going, but we're going somewhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as we going, we're growing. I love that. I love
Yes,
that. And
indeed.
it's all going to be,
Yes,
you know,
indeed.
with the blessings of the Lord as he continues to magnify and let this little white table continue to spread, you know, all over this world. So I am thankful that the Lord has allowed us to be part and participants of this work at such a time as this, when the iron is hot, and the fire is hot for growth around the world, and certainly, you know, with the work there in the in the rock territory just continue to spread. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So God bless you, Elder. I'm looking forward to hearing your interview with Saint Bipsy here very, very soon. So God bless you, sir, and keep you is my prayer.
God bless.
So moving forward within those international episodes, you're going to see a different host in the host chair, and so my assignment today is to introduce that co-host, and then to just allow you all to just kind of know a little bit more about that co-host. So you know her well. We call her affectionately Saint Bipsy, but I'm going to get the proper name. So don't laugh at me, Choristers Lounge family. And if I don't get it right, Saint Bipsy is going to help me. So I would like to introduce you to Saint Wipelo.
Good job.
Come on, yo!
That was so good.
I was practicing Choristers Lounge family.
Yeah. You practiced really hard.
So you all didn't see that. But Saint Bipsy, so glad to have you. Welcome to the Choristers Lounge. Thank you for agreeing to, kind of help us to navigate through these international episodes. So just welcome to the lounge.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. So
I'm nervous, but I'm doing this. We got this. It's
I'm nervous every time. Family, all good. Ain't nobody out there going to say anything bad. Don't put nothing bad in the chat, lounge family. Don't do it. Encourage. Put some encouraging comments right in there. So, the first question, Saint Bipsy, is the staple question that I ask everyone that comes into the Choristers Lounge. So that question is: when, where, and by whom were you appointed a chorister?
Okay, so I was officially made a chorister when I was 16.
Okay.
But before that, I was directing in my local tabernacle. I think I was around like 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from like a small tabernacle, like we didn't really have many courses at that time or people that were coming out consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So as like a pastor's kid, it was just kind of like, go ahead, do it.
All right.
So I jumped right into it and I was directing from like 12, 13, but like unofficial, just in my local. And then when I was 16, I was officially made by my dad, Evangelist Tony Nyatlo.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm originally from Hammanskraal Tabernacle, Bethel. It's in the region of Gauteng, which is a province, in one of like the towns in Pretoria.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was 16. It was by my dad. What was the other one? When
Where you already said
where?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
in my local. It was my local tabernacle, and then like officially, then I was like remade by like the district evangelist at that time when we visited his tabernacle, the
Okay.
late evangelist Messiah.
Okay.
And same day, I got my rosettes, and yeah, the rest is history. And it's funny because like when I was directing from like 12, 13,
Mm-hmm.
it was like a goal. Like I grew a passion for it.
Okay.
At first, I didn't want to do it because it was like, do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was funny because I always said when I'm 16, I'm gonna have a purple top, and it happened like that. So yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's how it happened.
So it's we don't ask ages necessarily, but I'll ask you this question. So, how long has it been since your appointment?
Like 15 years.
Lord have mercy. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I've been a
All
course
right.
for like 15 years. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you have some time under your belt. So
Yeah.
so you talked about, you developing a passion. So this is kind of a question kind of off the beaten path. What about the music, or what about the choir, just our musical expression, do you feel like you're most passionate about?
Um, to be honest, like when I got into it, like outside of me being passionate about the music,
Mm-hmm.
it became my form of worship.
Okay.
So, it started off like that, like, just internalizing the songs and all that kind of stuff. So it
Mm-hmm.
started off as my kind of worship. But then once I just kind of started growing into it, like the sound, the way I don't want to say led people to worship, but it's a form of ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you strike up a song and like someone's had a hard day, a hard week, and you strike up a song like Lord help me to hold out, for example, and
Mm-hmm.
like what it does to them. I think for me that is where my passion grew, like just helping people tap into that next level and just it being a form of ministry, I'll say. Um,
Absolutely.
and the sound, like there's no sound like our sound.
Amen.
There's no sound like our sound. So yeah, I think that's where my passion was, and that's where my passion grew. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that leads me to another question that I wanted to ask you. Just in terms of the sound, how do you explain, verbalize the African sound? Like I have a genuine love for what I've heard,
Yeah.
of the sound from the African from the rock territory, and I have a specific way that I explain it. But how do you kind of verbalize, express the uniqueness of the sound there in Africa?
Um, I think for me, it's like singing is who we are, is what we do.
Yeah.
In African culture, we sing for everything. Like a wedding, we're singing. Funerals, we're singing, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Mm-hmm.
coming of age, like ceremonies, we're singing.
Mm.
Bringing families together during like wedding ceremonies, we're singing. So singing is just a part of, who we are. It's
Yeah.
it's it's in our DNA. It's what we do. We wake up, we sing, we attend family gatherings, we're singing. We never start like a family function or anything without singing, so we're singing constantly. So
Yeah.
I think that is like the uniqueness of our sound and the uniqueness of the quality of our sound is because we're just always singing. Like, it's who we are, it's what we do, it's in our cultures outside of church. Then we
Yeah.
come into church and we're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We grow up hearing a full part harmony because outside of church we're singing. Then you come in church and we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We just, music is just a part of who we are. We start everything with music. And yeah, I think that's what really describes the uniqueness of our sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's just embedded in who we are. It's what we do. Singing is what we do. Is who we are,
Yeah.
and it's just, yeah. It gets us there.
It shows. I mean, it shows. So the way I describe it, there just seems to
Yeah.
be an authenticity
Right.
to the sound that is produced from the rock territory. It's just
Right.
it's almost there's a statement, straight no chaser. Like it's like it's something your father preached the sermon. I think my spirit says yes,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like my ears say yes. Like
Yeah.
that right there, that sound,
Yeah.
there's something ancient about it. There's something so
Right.
authentically organic to it that you just can't deny. It's just like I just feel it in my inner being, and
Right.
my
Yeah.
spirit says, yeah,
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
that's it,
Every time. Every
that's
time.
it.
And it's it's the rock. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's the way we come from.
yeah.
So the sound over there is just, it's what we are. It's who we come from. It's just everything. You know what I'm saying? It's the rock.
It's the
So
rock.
it's the rock.
It's the
So
rock, and upon this rock I built my church. That's it. Somewhere
clock it.
over there.
Right.
Amen. Now that is yeah. There we need what the Rock District had, or what the Rock Territory. Excuse me, what the Rock Territory
Right.
has.
Yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful. So, who are some of your musical influences within the congregation?
Ooh. Okay, so that's a good one. I grew up, first of all, Saint Ritwa Zwane trained me. So she was one of my biggest inspirations. She trained me, and I was, going to her local tabernacle when I was like coming up, and she would come to mine. She's currently our chief singer at the top. So she is one of my biggest influences.
Yes.
And our current black top sing mobile, in fact, Makama, not in fact, sorry, that's her maiden surname. Makama. She is just, she's just like, watching her direct and the control she has over the choir is just something I've always been in awe of. The late Saint Sandy Zwane, she was also one of my inspirations growing up. My aunt Saint Sina, growing up, she was one of my inspirations as well.
Yes.
And on this side, Saint Valerie Deuce Farah,
Yes.
Saint Raquel Vulcans Jeffries.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are my main musical influences in the church. Just watching them and their control and their,
Yes.
most importantly, their spirit,
Yes.
and how they could just change the spirit every time they got that baton. Like that, for me, has been super, super influential. Honestly, also my father, because he was a chorister as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I grew up with him always, singing and
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, what do you think about the song? Let me teach you a song." Or, every time I direct, he'd be like, "Oh, try this, do this, do that." So he's also
Yes.
been like one of my influences. Once a chorister, always a chorister.
Ah.
So,
Ah. You heard that, Choristers Lounge family? Once a chorister. Oh, I like that. Come on now. All right.
yeah,
I like
once
it.
a chorister, always a chorister.
Just can't get away
So,
from it. I hear you. I hear you.
no, yeah, yeah. My aunt and Saint Tabila Marake, her voice is just out of this world. Her ear
Mm-hmm.
is even crazier. We had a Mother Sarah in our tabernacle, Mother Sarah Estamasote. She was one of my musical inspirations. Um, Her voice was something else. Her ear was even crazier. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she was one of my biggest like musical influences and inspiration. She was always there in her seat every service till the last day,
Mm.
singing her heart out. So yeah, those are some of the people that have really like influenced and inspired me
Yeah.
in my journey as a chorister.
Awesome.
And I'm so grateful for them. And I want them to know that I appreciate them so much on this public
Oh.
platform. And I love them
Yeah.
so much. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. I love everything that you just said.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. So, want to take you down memory lane a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm referencing our former leader, Rabbi J. August Friday Jr. Often just because for this particular reason, first and foremost, when I first met you, Saint Bipsy, you were a younger,
Yeah.
younger daughter, and
Yeah.
there's a memory that I have that stuck with me to this day.
Yeah.
We were in the Grand Sanctuary there in Phase Two,
Mhm.
and I believe it was you and your cousin Saint Lorato.
Yeah.
Rabbi Crowdy beckoned you all, to the pulpit, and I think he might have given you all something,
St.
something like
Athlete too. My sister was there. She was
I think
little.
Ellen was there. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't three of you, okay?
Yeah.
And when you all left, like exited the pulpit, you all
Yeah.
backed off the pulpit.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Just that
Yeah.
that image is just seared
Yeah.
in my memory. Just the reverence and the respect that you had just to kind of back off,
Yeah.
back away from, not turn your back to that was just a memory seared in
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah.
But the memory that I wanted to ask you about was when our formerly when he made his way to the Rock territory for the first time, and we got the footage back, and it was in that in our lifetime for a
Yeah.
lifetime recording that DVD. There was a song that made its way across the water
Sure did.
that you were leading.
Yeah.
Translated into English, Jehovah, you that sit on Mount Zion, the ruler and keeper of Israel, your name is worthy to be praised and is feared in all the earth. What do you remember about that particular moment? I think we're gonna show it here at some point. But what do you remember about that
Um,
particular moment?
oh my gosh. So I remember that day. I was in senior year. And I had a final that afternoon, and I was rushing through that final because I don't want to miss that service. Thank God I did well. It was a science final. I'll never forget it. I was writing science, and I was rushing through that final because I don't want to miss service. I remember getting dressed in the car, and I was like, I'm not missing this
I know.
service.
Yes, indeed.
Um, so we got there, and Aldenala was, kind of calling us up one by one, kind of. And I had Grandfather Abraham as a shelter in my head for the song that I was going to do.
Yeah.
And Aldenala's like, I feel like you should do like a vernacular song before like I went up there. And he was like, What song? What song do you think you want to do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And I started panicking because like I already had a song lined up in my head. Like it's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
The man of God is right there. So I was like, oh my gosh, what song am I gonna do? And he was like, just something, short, simple, that's just gonna get the people, up and moving and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, okay, okay. So I got up there and I did it. I didn't expect it to like go that way, but it did, and I'm grateful that it did.
Amen.
And in that moment, Rabbi Crowdy just kept my legs were killing me. I
You
was
were
the
moving.
heel.
Lord
Like
have mercy. You were
right.
moving.
He just kept that whole service with every chorus that he just kept. I was like, Rab, my legs. So like in the video you can just kind of see like a decline in my energy. And he just kept, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I
And
couldn't
was
tell.
like,
If it was a decline, I couldn't tell. I'm sure
okay.
the lounge family couldn't
I
tell
said,
either.
okay, let's go, okay. And and then I looked down and then I looked up and he was coming closer. And I was like, are we about to shout? Oh, we're about to shout. In these 4-inch heels, I'm about to shout. I'm like, my legs are killing me. They are burning. But I have to shout. This is the moment. And when Rabbi Crowdy started shouting, everyone started shouting.
Yes, indeed.
So I was like, okay, so I actually essentially have to do this right at this very moment. And it was just so overwhelming. After that, I was done. I was like, okay, my legs are about to give up on me right in this moment.
Lord
But he
have
said
mercy.
one more time. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, let's do it. Let's finish it strong. And it ended. And at the end, like there was like a little bow moment. I don't know. I'll just never forget that moment because it just showed like he's a man of God and he was just so loving and so respectful, and so his humility was out of this world. So the fact that we shared that like bow moment kind of at the end is just something that like sticks with me for a very long time. It still sticks with me for a very long time. And moments after that, me and my family had a long road trip to Zimbabwe because that's where he was going next. And I think I slept the whole way. The next morning, my hands were kind of hurting. It was a full blown workout. That's the thing. Being a chorister, you wake up the next morning and you like, yeah.
I felt it.
I felt it, right?
I felt it. That was a praise workout.
It was so special. I'll never forget that moment. Yeah.
That was, and it was a
Yeah.
special moment for us. I can only imagine just how it was for you having been in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, that close to him. So, I could think just two more questions for you. I'll say one. So I'll do the question I really wanted to kind of get to. So, as you're kind of entering this hosting space, is there anything in particular that you want the audience to come away with as you're interviewing some of those musical prelates there from the Rock Territory? I know a few of them that you mentioned are going to be interviewed, are going to get an opportunity to see them. What would you like the audience to really get out of these interviews within this international segment?
Mostly our history. I think a lot of the times, like the history over here is well known everywhere, whereas the history in Africa is well known in Africa. So I feel like it would be one of my goals to really like tap into our history as far as music is concerned, and bring light to our choristers. Just bring the two together. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like technology has really helped us in it actually being a little water between us.
But it's just a little water between us.
So I think as a host, I really want to just bring out the history of our music, the history of our composers, the history of our songs, as well as shedding light and bringing light to our greats, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And recognizing them for their hard work and and their service to the Church of God and Saints of Christ. So yeah.
Amen. I completely agree, and I'm certainly hoping, Choristers Lounge family, that we really take the time to support our musical prelates around the kingdom everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Church of God Saints of Christ is moving through the land, has moved through the land,
Right.
across the water, all those
Yeah.
things. So we're all one family, and there's so much, such a rich legacy, a rich heritage, a rich history,
Right.
like not just here in the States, but also there in the Rock Territory. So I'm certainly looking forward to learning more and to virtually rub shoulders, with some of those musical greats that still, we're still serving in such a time as this under our current leader, Chief Rabbi Philip Eugene McNeil, who has really, in so many ways, just taken this connection that we have, and just taking it to a whole new level, and put a certain level of respect, a certain level of administrative excellence that was already there, but recognized it in a more formalized way. So the time has come for that, and it's just been a beautiful thing, and it is a beautiful thing to watch the Rock Territory grow musically and from an administrative standpoint as well. We're all one family. Like I said, the water that's there is going to be there, but technology allows us to connect.
Right. Yeah.
To connect and stay connected. So just the last thing, I'll turn it over to you. You have anything else that you want the lounge family to know? Anything, any words of encouragement, because now, St. Bipsy, you are, 15 years under your belt. You do have a certain seasoning behind you. So is there anything that you want to share in terms of words of encouragement for our young upcoming singers and young upcoming choristers?
I think most importantly is just be yourself. And I love the saying, and I also adore like just rejoicing in the gift of your own portion. You don't have to be someone else to be great or to be wonderful, or for the singers to sing, or for the congregation to feel your spirit. I think just be yourself and rejoice in the gift of your own portion, and just continue to work on your craft, and just continue to do your best to stay tapped in. Be at one with God, be at one with the Spirit, and just worship. I think a lot of the times, we get stuck in our own ego, and without realizing that comes across to the singers and to the congregation. So if you remove yourself and allow yourself to be a vessel, it's all to the glorification of God and to the work that Prophet William S. Carty brought. So yeah.
Amen, and amen. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward. I'm so looking forward to how this international segment, St. Bipsy, is going to turn out. We're in good hands with you in the host chair. So I'm just looking forward to everything that comes out of this segment. Just looking forward to learning more and just getting closer to our family there in the Rock Territory. So thank you for taking a little time here to just share a little bit of yourself with the Lounge family. I know they can already feel your energy and your spirit and your expertise coming across. So Lounge family, thank you for tapping into this episode. Again, if you haven't already done so, please like, share, subscribe across all the various channels and so again, I want to just hone in on the YouTube part, right? The YouTube channel is our main channel. So please, pretty please, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find us in the other podcasting streams like Apple Podcast and Spotify. But also, we're there on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. So wherever, you want to, find and follow the Choristers Lounge, please do that and tell somebody else about it. So thank you, Choristers Lounge family, for tapping into this episode. Thank you so much, St. Bipsy, for spending a little time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to everything that comes across from these international episodes. So with that, Choristers Lounge family, I will bid you adieu, and we'll look forward to welcoming you again the next time the Choristers Lounge opens its doors. God bless and keep you is our prayer.
Songs I knew, sharing the things important to you. Come on in and sit on down. Listen